Hey there, Board Game Brody here with our channel Let's Table It, where we get games to the table, like Wine Cellar here by 25th Century Game. It's an auction bidding game. Now, this is a prototype version of the game, so some things might change that you see, so just keep that in mind as you watch this video. Wine Cellar can be played with 1 to 8 players, which everyone is trying to build the best wine cellar for their client. During the 8 rounds in the game, you will need to meet your client's tastes and then arrange the best bottles to create a timeline for the wine to be consumed. Each bottle is worth a different amount of points based on its position in the timeline. In addition, players will receive points based on their client cards, listing different wine types and having wine of a specific country of origin. The game is set up by taking a random amount of cards depending on the number of players in the game. The rule book will list how many cards. The cards are shuffled and 8 cards are dealt out to each player. The remaining cards are placed in the middle of the table. These are referred to as the prize bottles that you are playing for in the first round. In addition, 2 client cards are dealt out to each player, and the players choose one to keep and the other one is no longer used in the game. These cards list ways to gain bonus points at the end of the game. So at the beginning of each round, each player will simultaneously choose a wine bottle card from their hands and put it face down in front of them. Once every player has done this, everyone will reveal their cards at the same time. The player who revealed the highest value shown on the top left will be the first player to choose one of the prize bottles to add to their own cellar. After they select a bottle, the second highest player chooses a bottle, and so on until all players have claimed one prize bottle. Each player takes their prize bottle and turns it sideways to begin their cellar, as wine is the best stored sideways. After the first round, additional bottles must be stored at either the top or the bottom of the previously collected bottles, never in between them. The cards used for bidding then become the next round's prize bottles and are placed in the middle of the table. Play continues until all cards have been played and everyone has 8 bottles in their cellar. Scoring is then performed. Each bottle features 8 values representing the quality of the wine at the time of opening. The top card in the collection will score the first number in the row. The second bottle scores the second number, and so on. For example, the cellar value here would be 8 for this first one, plus 6 for the second one, 7 for the third one, 7 for the fourth one, 6 for the fifth one, 7 for the sixth one, 4 for the seventh one, and 6 points for the 8th one. And that would make a value of 51 points. Not too bad. This number is then added to the client card points for each type of wine bottle each player has in their collection that matches the types listed on their client card. It will grant them the listed points, and then they will count the number of bottles of the shown national origin to score those points as well. The player who has the highest score, adding all the points together, wins the game. And now that's Wine Cellar by 25th Century Games. And now, usually I don't like games that are themed towards, non-interest things for me. I mean, I don't even drink, so, I don't drink wine. But the gameplay for this game makes it worth playing and having. But really, this could be either rethemed to like meats, sauerkraut, sourdough, which, seems to be super popular right now. You should, see my house. Or cheese or something like that. So the strategic part of the game starts with the first card because you'll be adding cards above or below this one. You don't need to be super strict keeping that card in a certain position, but you should be flexible as your options come about to know if, you need to bump positions, or maybe you shouldn't. And you should get a different card or place it in a different spot. Without knowing the numbers on the bottles for each position it is in, it sounds, pretty straightforward and not all that too hard. It's all, a card, what can it do? But in reality, you'll be counting points and seeing, the opportunity cost of each of the cards. Should you bump it? Should you keep it? Should you put it in a bad spot or bump others down? It's hard to know. You really will be maximizing how to score the most points while still placing a bottle each round. You then have the choice of placing cards to go earlier or later in the round to choose your wine bottle to be added. And if you choose first, you have more options and likely will have a better bottle to score you more points. Going later in the round, you'll be stuck with, whatever is left. You will see your hand of 8 cards at the beginning of the game and know where you sit on bidding. You know how many low value cards you have, knowing you will, might be stuck with some bottles that you won't be able to choose from. And you'll be able to see the prize bottles out each round, knowing, what you will want to do with it and what you might, get stuck with. If you feel like you don't want a lot of the available bottles out there, then you might want to play a high card so that, you can pick that bottle that you definitely want over the others. It's surprisingly strategic, and for really just being a card game, there is just a lot to it, and it just makes the game good because of that. For those who don't like mathing things out and just, want to choose whatever card, those players also can play this game doing that. So it's not like you have to strain your brain no matter what when playing this game. And it's a game, since, it can be played up to 8 players, where you'll probably have different types of players playing the game. So some like the strategy part, some might like the theme, others might just, randomly choose cards, and that's fine. And really, you might be surprised who wins the game, because I feel like it could be any of those players. Points are only connected to those bottles, but also you'll be able to force in bottles that connect well with your client card and give you more bonus points as well. And the strategic player will most definitely take advantage of this, doing it. Other players might, be lucky getting some points doing that, or might just want to focus on other things just because it's, hard to focus. Overall, this is a great game for non-wine drinker like myself, so if wine is your thing, you might want to check this game out for sure. Again, this is Brody with Let's Table It, where we get games to the table. Please like and subscribe to our channel. We are new-ish and working hard to bring to you videos like this one, so you know if these games are ones that you want to get to your own table.